Hello and welcome back to the British Gaming Podcast for this time the 16th of June because the year is disappearing. And what a week for gaming. We've had the Steam sale and E3 both at the same time. I don't think I can quite take it. With me again is Richard Savage.
Hello.
A little bit delayed, but hello Richie. And Terry Kane.
Howdy.
Right, so, before we dive into the big one that is E3, Steam sale. I've been a little disappointed this year. I haven't spent anywhere near as much as I thought I would. How about you guys?
Spent a few quid. I got Double Dragon Neon for about £1.40, and I've been quite enjoying that, although I haven't actually had the chance to co-op it with anyone yet, and playing a game like that on my own just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right playing that game single player.
Is that
it? Yes, buy it.
I've already got it on PS3, man. I don't want to buy it again.
I don't know, it's probably one of those games that suits local more anyway.
Yeah, true. You need someone on a couch with you for that.
Exactly, so that if you accidentally do a bit of friendly fire, then you can, argue with each other or something. That's part of the whole experience, I guess.
Exactly. Richie, you pick anything up?
I haven't picked anything up yet. I so nearly bought City Skyline because that game just looks awesome, and it was in a daily deal.
Yeah, but it's only 30%.
I was so close. Well, it went 50% off on the day.
Did it?
I believe. I might be wrong about that, but I believe it did, and I so nearly bought it, but then I didn't. And I haven't actually bought anything yet. Nothing has really caught my eye enough that I don't already own. That's the problem. I've already got it.
Sorry? I missed the game title. Which game?
Oh, Antichamber.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you were plugging that to me earlier, and I still didn't buy it. Speaking of plugging things and not buying them, anyone who's been listening to the podcast will remember Richie saying, oh, the next time the Arkham games are on a Steam sale, I'll have a look. All three of them are 50% off. He hasn't looked.
I did have a look, but like I said, it's not that I don't want more games, it's that I don't need more games right now. That's the problem.
£7 for Game of the Year edition. Come on.
To be fair, I've seen Game of the Year editions go for like £2.50 of those games, so I'd wait it out for a better price for those.
Yeah. I will do that. I'll wait for the summer sale. I'll wait for the winter sale again, then shall I?
Wait for the summer sale. We're in it.
Deep in it.
Yeah. I haven't picked up much. I picked up some of the Payday 2 DLC because that's been on sale today. I picked up The Witcher 1 and 2, and I think it was £3.20 something for both of them. Because number 3's out, I'm very interested, but I just can't jump into the third game of a franchise. It's not going to happen. So that's... I think that's about it, though. Oh, wait, no, there was one of... What was the other game I bought? There was one of... Oh, I bought Papers, Please, and I was really disappointed with it.
Oh, how can you be disappointed? That's so much fun.
It was really... I was doing someone's dull, mundane day job, barely making ends meet. Sorry, I've had that portion of my life, no thanks.
Yeah, but it's more sort of the dark humour and sort of communist undertones that are sort of the whole point of the game, really. It's the humour more than the actual gameplay itself that I think makes it enjoyable. But obviously each to their own. The only other thing we shouldn't discount, though, is don't forget that GOG have got their summer sale on at the moment as well.
Have they?
Yeah.
A lot of classic old games on there. I very nearly bought the original 3 Tomb Raider games through there, but then I didn't because I don't need them.
If you guys like not System Shock, Bioshock, because at the moment you can get System Shock 2 for like 69p.
Yeah, but the original 3 Tomb Raiders, just to go back to Richie's point a sec, if you do ever get those on PC, for God's sake get Xpadder, because especially the first Tomb Raider, there's no native controller support, and the key mappings are absolutely horrendous. It's actually the arrow keys to move around instead of WASD.
Ew.
Yeah,
That's
mega
awful.
ew.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did that game have analog support, or was it...
No, that was
It's a
D-pad.
DualShock. It was only D-pad. Yeah, I thought it
Yeah.
was. Oh, Christ, yeah, that takes you back, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Number
I know, right?
2 had a version that had analog support. I think it was like a second print or something, I think.
Or maybe the Platinum version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, We didn't buy a lot in the Steam summer sale, mainly
Not
because
yet.
it
There's
just
5 days left yet. Let's not rule it out.
it hasn't impressed me much yet. I doubt it's going to. What did impress though was Nintendo opening E3 with a new Nintendo World Championship. Did you guys watch it?
I didn't watch a lot of it, I'll be honest. I watched the bits you told me to watch, and they were very good, but I didn't watch much else.
Well, admittedly, I only tuned in for the finale because a friend came online and was like, "Holy crap, they're gonna do Mario Maker!" I'm like, "What?" It's like, yeah, these guys have to blind run Mario Maker levels that they've never seen before, and that the devs behind Mario Maker have put together, and they're gonna be all sadistic and stuff. I was like, "Yeah, I'm in." There's a guy called Cosmo and a guy called John Numbers. I want to say Numbers.
I
John
think you're
Numbers.
right.
Yeah. But you watch streams from Cosmo, don't you?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Cosmo. He doesn't stream as much anymore. He tends to mostly stream Smash Brothers these days. But he was obviously really big in the Ocarina of Time speedrunning circuit and did put in some quite impressive speed. I don't know if he still holds the record for that game. Actually, he might well do. But some of his speedruns, some of the stuff he does is incredible. Very, very talented guy.
Was he behind the Deku Tree glitch where you sort of kill Gomer, you do a couple of weird things, and instead of teleporting you out of the Deku Tree, it will take you to the top of Ganondorf's tower at the end of the game?
Yeah, I don't know if he necessarily discovered it, but he perfected it, definitely.
Right, okay, I know the guy. I've got to say, though, your boy got his ass handed to him by John Numbers.
Maybe so, but I mean, he put up a good effort, considering as you say, they are blind runs.
Yeah, they have never
So
seen these levels before, and the stuff that was in them was insane. They were just, you could tell they were trolling these guys. You know, you get like giant bloopers.
They'd put a lot of time into that.
Giant bloopers with Hammer Brothers attached to them and stuff. If you've not watched it, Nintendo have it up on their YouTube, and you need to see it's a thing of beauty, and it really makes me excited for what we'll be able to put together when the game comes out. Although Terry, being the only one with a Wii U, will be the only one able to buy it at the moment.
And ironically, I didn't watch the video.
Are you at least excited for the game, Terry?
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely really excited for it. I mean, I've been replaying New Super Mario Bros. U and Super Luigi U a bit recently, so I'm kind of hyped up for it at the moment. But yeah, it's going to be weird seeing some of the levels that people upload. I mean, I'm assuming there's going to be a server where people can like upload and download each other's levels, and it's not just like local.
I wonder how long it'll take for someone to recreate and upload the levels that we saw in the World Championship.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that'll happen. Yeah, but I mean, it's more going to be people trying to recreate. You know what people are like; they'll recreate things from other games, won't they?
What they'll probably do is they'll probably recreate every level from every single 2D Mario platformer up to now.
Well, I guarantee it as well. Someone will make a Portal-based level. I'm calling it now. No doubt about it.
It'll happen. They'll call it Pipe Dreams.
It'll be brilliant. It'll be fantastic as well, because they always are.
Well, have you seen what people get away with in Little Big Planet?
Oh yeah, well that was a Green Hill Zone level I played on there at one point.
Oh god, yeah. You showed me that one. That was amazing.
It was better than playing Sonic 4.
Anything's better than playing Sonic 4.
Very true.
Having my eyes gouged out with a rusty spoon would be preferable. But
following on from the Nintendo theme then, did you guys actually watch the Nintendo Direct today?
Only the Star Fox bit.
Because I mean, I'm saying this as someone who's quite biased towards Nintendo stuff, although I don't own a Wii U yet. Putting the yet out there again. Yoshi's Woolly World actually looks really good. Have you watched anything about it?
I really liked Yoshi's story on the N64, so I sort of had one eye on it. Well, I've only got one working eye, but I've had my eye on it.
I think it looks like really good fun. And the co-op in it looks good as well. I mean, split-screen co-op is so hard to come by these days, so it's really nice that Nintendo stick with that theme very often.
Something weird is happening with your mic. You keep rumbling in the background.
Oh, sorry, I don't know what that's about.
It sounds like you're rapidly tapping your foot on the floor or something and the mic's picking it up.
I'm I'm definitely not moving. Hang on. Hang on.
Technical difficulties, folks. We apologise.
Skype's telling me
So-
something's wrong with my webcam, but that's not relevant.
Yeah, something's wrong with your webcam. You're not using it.
Oh, you
No.
gotta sing this.
At any rate,
Right,
Anyway, we were saying about Star Fox.
yes.
Yeah, I was surprised to find out that's Platinum Games developing it.
Yeah, I thought it would be like a first-party game. I thought they'd just be doing it themselves again.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a third party that did Star Fox. What was the one? GameCube Assault, wasn't it?
Were they behind that?
No, I don't think it was It wasn't Platinum Games that did Star Fox Assault. I don't think Platinum Games were even about back then. But I think, yeah, it was Namco Bandai.
Really?
Yeah,
They screwed up.
yeah,
They really screwed up. No, it
yeah.
looks good. It looks very good.
The track record with modern flight games, Assault Horizon, Ace Combat was just a travesty. So, yeah, I'm glad they've moved to a different developer this time around.
Yeah, no kidding. And the Walker thing from the unreleased Star Fox 2 on the Super Nintendo is back as well. So you can
Yeah.
transform the ship and walk around on these spindly little legs, which looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it looks really fun, and they do really good action games, Platinum. I mean,
Yeah.
I've played a few of their stuff, Bayonetta and Vanquish and Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, and I don't know, it's just got like, they all seem to have this nice kind of smooth flow to them. It's just one of those kind of intangible things, but it just feels satisfying.
They go from point A to B very smoothly, and it's just always got a very nice flow and momentum to it, their games.
Basically, you feel like you're actually part of the actual action, but it looks as smooth as a QuickTime event. It's weird.
It's a really nice balance, and slight plug here, but the game I was developing, Rogue Wings, which was sort of Star Fox only, not in name, because for ages I was like, hey, Nintendo aren't doing a Star Fox, I'll make a Star Fox, started working on it, and then they announced Star Fox. This was going back months. I was like, damn it. Then continued because, hey, it's going to be Nintendo exclusive, and hey, it's a niche genre anyway. Now that I know Platinum Games are doing it, I'm again back to thinking, maybe I really shouldn't bother, because it's not going to be anything near what those guys are going to put out. Their reputation is fantastic.
Are Platinum Games actually part of Nintendo now, or are they just like really chummy with them? I mean, like Bayonetta 2, for instance, was Wii U exclusive. I'm just wondering if
Do you
it's going
think this was part of the deal? Do you think this was like, you get in bed with us, but you have to make Star Fox? We'll give you the money for Bayonetta, but do Star Fox.
Maybe. It also makes me wonder if there's any more Platinum Games to come for the Wii U.
Richie, how are you now? Are you back with us? Do you have any thoughts?
Well, I don't. Obviously, I've never played sort of the last Star Fox game I played is actually on the Nintendo 64, so I
Yeah.
can't really weigh in too much on anything in between then and now. But
No,
I
we're
watched
both
I
in
watched
the
all the
same boat.
gameplay. I watched all the gameplay of the new one, obviously that you guys were just talking about, and it does look really good. I'm a little uneasy on the walk a bit. I'm not sure how you sway towards it. Obviously, you mentioned it briefly, but I'm a little bit unsure about that.
Well, I mean, tank parts in Lilac Wars were okay. Star Fox 64 for anyone in America. So, I mean, yeah.
This looks like what I've been hankering for. I've been hankering for Lilac Wars 2 for years, and it looks like I'm finally getting it, because everything else we've had with the Star Fox name on it has just been a cock tease and a bait and switch. So, yeah, it looks like we're finally getting Lilac Wars 2 or Star Fox 64 2.
Yeah, it did all look good. The only thing I didn't like was watching those guys from the Nintendo Treehouse trying to play it, and obviously they've clearly never played Lilac Wars in their lives. Didn't have any idea what they were doing.
Well,
Why do they always do that? They do that every E3. Get people who don't know how to play games to play games on streams.
and it just
It's
goes
just
wrong.
embarrassing.
It is
Yeah,
brilliant.
it's just embarrassing.
So let's talk about surprises. So we've got essentially Lilac Wars 2, which we never thought we'd get. Another thing we never thought we'd get, another sequel, Shenmue 3. And we're not kidding, folks,
Yeah.
we're serious, Shenmue 3.
The hype behind this is real. The internet has just exploded. It even broke.
Yeah.
I mean, as I don't know if we should probably clarify, it's not being completely announced as such yet, is it? It's been kickstarted.
Yeah,
It's-
Yu
it-
I know
Suzuki...
Ow.
It's met the Kickstarter goal. It met it within, I think it was within 12 hours or something like that. It raised $2 million, which
It was
is
just
crazy.
literally like, "Hi, I'm Yu Suzuki. I want to make Shenmue free. My fans say I should go to Kickstarter for the money, so I figure, yeah, why not? Give me $2 million."
Yeah, he was just like, give me money, and everyone was like, okay,
Everyone
and
was
just
like,
gave him $2 million. And they must be, I mean, they're over $2.5 million now, aren't they?
I didn't give him anything. This might
I
surprise
haven't yet. I was tempted to, but then, the current total, just a sidetrack, $2,643,715
This is
pledged.
on day one as well,
Jesus.
still.
This is day one.
you.
31 days to go.
So, and it's met its target now, so now I'm definitely not backing because it doesn't need my money, and the stretch goals aren't that good. The stretch goals are essentially subtitles in different European languages. Fortunately, I speak English, not French, German, Italian, etc., so the subtitles are of absolutely no interest to me. And what was the other stretch goal? Oh yeah, the only other stretch goal is a collection of 5 minigames. Again, I can live without 5 minigames. It's hit the 2 million. They want $29 for a digital copy on PS4. There's no backer reward where you get a physical copy for PS4 at all. I'm just gonna buy it when it comes out, and this is coming from a guy who I bought Shenmue 1. It's right here. It's next to me. I'm staring at it. I bought Shenmue 2 on Dreamcast. I then bought Shenmue 2 again. It's behind me in the back corner of this room on the Xbox shelf, which obviously came with the Shenmue 1 movie. And yeah, Shenmue 3 Kickstarter, and I'm not backing. You've screwed your Kickstarter up somehow when that's the case.
Can't have screwed it up that badly if they've raised over $2.5 million.
Yeah, I can't really say it's screwed up based on your reaction, Sam.
Well, it's just like,
If anything, it's the biggest success in Kickstarter history.
it really is.
Salad.
No. Bloodstained is the biggest video game success in Kickstarter history. That was something like 12 minutes. That was insane. And what strikes me here is clearly he's paid for the license or something, but there's no mention of a digital re-release for Shenmue 1 and 2, and I know you two haven't had the chance to play those games.
No.
You don't have Dreamcast, so you don't have plans to get Dreamcast. It's actually a lot of money down if you want to play Shenmue 1 and 2. And there are a lot of people who want to, but simply haven't had the opportunity.
Not to mention the prices have been going up online of how much they're worth because of the hype of Shenmue 3 as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I had a look at that earlier actually before we started the podcast, and used old copies of Shenmue 1 what used to go on there, because I nearly bought them all at one point. You probably remember, Sam.
I was trying to push you over the edge and be like, buy them!
I asked you about buying a Dreamcast. I said, is it worth me buying them? And you said yes, and I never did, and I'm kicking myself now because at the time, Shenmue 1 was going on Amazon or eBay or something for roughly around 20, 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Now, £80 minimum.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking
at today.
These games have they've gone up 4 times their value overnight. And they're just sat on my shelf we're worth 4 times what we were last week. This is insane.
Yeah. Unless you retirement there.
And the thing is, I really strive to make sure that all my gaming is legitimate, I really do. And Dreamcast is easy as hell to pirate for. You can so easily pirate those games, but I just wouldn't feel right doing it.
No, absolutely. But I do think it's a missed opportunity.
I did that. I actually did. I've got an emulator and a ROM of Shenmue 1, and I did start it, and it runs fine. So really, I should probably get back on it, because I have got it ready to go.
You
so maybe
said there was some texture glitches and some other weird bits the last time I checked in on that.
Yeah, it doesn't run perfectly, but it runs well enough to play. It doesn't affect the gameplay.
For disclosure, I was interested in playing them in HD before anyone flogs me, alright?
Well, you're the one who's saying you own them, so you're off the hook completely.
Oh yeah, they're right here. I mean, if anyone wants to dispute that, I'll take a photo of myself with them, yeah.
Well, you don't anyway.
Yeah. But it's, I just think they missed a trick, that's all. And if you've got, loyal fans who have bought every version of every game so far, who are looking at them being like, actually, I'm going to hold off, That to me says warning signs. Like Yooka-Laylee, I did not hesitate on. This, I hesitated. I still am in two minds about it.
The only thing you got to remember, Sam, is it's only been announced, in the last 24 hours?
Mm.
Things can change. This might change. They might... I mean, think about it. If they get enough money, with Sony realises just how much hype there is behind it, we might get the remake of 1 and 2. You don't know. You never know what's going to be around the corner. I mean, as you said, there's no dates whatsoever for this even to come out yet.
No.
So
and this is the other
time.
thing. You're putting down $29 now. I don't know when I'm going to actually see my game. I don't know if I'm prepared to wait an indeterminate amount of time for something that looks really early in development, because you look at the videos and that, the 3D models and everything are janky as all hell. I really hope those aren't the final models.
I have to say as well, is it Rio? Is that how you say his name?
Rio's
face. Rio. His face doesn't look very good, does it?
No, it really doesn't.
He's got a bit of a baby face going on. He doesn't look as rugged or as chiseled as he does in 1 and 2.
He doesn't look as young as he looks in 1 and 2, and that's the thing. He's like 17, 18 last time I checked. Hell, the model that they used in Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing Transformed is better than the model they're using for Shenmue 3.
Yeah, but obviously these are all ungrounded criticism. Day one, let's not judge it on day one. Well, we are.
We totally are.
Let's give him a chance.
Right,
I've just noticed on here, have you noticed on the Kickstarter, actually, it says the estimated delivery for this.
Oh, does it?
Oh, what is
December 2017.
Yeah, I'm not paying $29 to wait that long. No. I'm not. That's clinched it. I'm buying it when it comes out. Hopefully there'll be a physical release.
I do find it weird that there's a physical release for PC and not for console. Like, normally it's the other way around. Like, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, for instance, I was looking for that on disc for PC, but it's not anywhere apart from Steam.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I've got a PC powerful enough to run it now, because those who listened to the previous saga, I've got the PC now, and it works, and it's awesome, and it runs everything. But, like, I've played every Shenmue on console. It would feel wrong not to play the next Shenmue on a console. It just would. Who wants to take the other big surprise? Although everyone listening to it will have heard about this by now.
Yeah. So, this time around with the Final Fantasy VII for PS4 announcement, it's not a troll.
Yeah, they're actually remaking it. Who'd have thunk?
Yeah.
You know what's really ironic about this? There was a video I commented on YouTube last week, and the video title was Top 5 Reasons Final Fantasy VII Will Never Be Remade. One of the worst videos I've ever seen, and I left a comment basically deconstructing each of the 5 reasons and being like, yeah, no, this isn't an argument. You've got no point. And literally like 3 days later, Final Fantasy VII's getting remade. I was like, brilliant. Brilliant. Happy as a pig in muck. Screw
that guy.
A woman, actually. It was a female voice on the video. I don't think it was Watch Mojo, it was something else, but they did not know what the bloody hell they were talking about. At one point they said one reason for not remaking Final Fantasy VII was because Square Enix have a habit of pleasing their fans lately. It's like, well, if they have a habit of pleasing their fans and doing what their fans want them to do, in recent memory, surely that would be more reason for them to do this, and not a reason against it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I've seen some concerns. Some people have turned around and gone, oh, please don't modernize it. Please don't change the battle system. Please don't cut content. Please don't do, this, that, and the other. What do you guys think they'll do? Do you think they'll just stick to the tried and tested template? Or do you think they're going to try and put a new spin on it?
Well, I mean, Final Fantasy has been a kind of weird hit and miss thing over the last few years. I mean, like,
that's putting it lightly.
An absolute disaster. But, I mean, if you look at how they treated 7 itself, I mean, I really enjoyed the hell out of Crisis Core and Dirge of Cerberus, for that matter. I thought they got really good treatment, and I mean, a lot of people. I've heard a lot of people really put down Dirge of Cerberus. I don't understand it. I thought it was great fun, but there we go. But
although mentioning those, like Dirge of Cerberus, Crisis Core, Advent Children, etc., there are some inconsistencies between the flashbacks we see in the original Final Fantasy VII and what we see in Crisis Core particularly. Do you think that when they do the re-release for 7, they'll keep the original version of the flashbacks or try to retcon it to fit with Crisis Core?
They'll probably retcon it, I reckon.
Yeah. Which would suck. I don't know, when they got it wrong in Crisis Core, I wasn't one of the people who went, ooh, that's a nice new take. Oh, it's only ever so slightly different. I can live with that. No, I was younger, admittedly, and I fanboy raged.
It's been so long since I finished 7, and since I played Crisis Core as well, for that matter, that I can't remember what the inconsistencies are. Let's not say them because spoilers. I know it's.
Yeah,
I know we're talking about an 18-year-old game, but still.
But an 18-year-old game that's being re-released, which a lot of people never got the chance to play and are still curious about.
Yeah.
Me being one of them.
Are you serious?
I'm a prime example of that. We've discussed this on a previous podcast. I have never played a Final Fantasy game.
No, we've discussed you've never played an Arkham game, but you did not tell me you'd never played a Final Fantasy game. I'm learning something new about you.
I thought we discussed it. No, I've never played a Final Fantasy game. My sister plays them, and she always tells me I should, but I've never played one. So maybe this will be the chance for me. Maybe this will be my chance to indulge myself.
You need to play, if you can get hold of it for a reasonable price, Final Fantasy IX. Hell, I will even lend you... I've got Final Fantasy IX a couple of times over, because it's one of my top 5 favourite video games. I've got Sealed Black Label, Playable Black Label, Platinum, and then I've got it on PSN for the PS3 and PS Vita and PSP. So I will quite happily lend you Final Fantasy IX, as long as you promise to damn well play it.
Yeah, agreed. Alright, if we ever come to it, I will play it, I promise.
Yeah, 9 is the best one. Like, if it were me, I would say remake 9. Bugger 7. 7's overrated. 9 is where it's at.
Yeah, but then again, it's like, I go back and play 7, and like, aesthetically, I don't think it's aged very well at all, whereas 9, I think it's lovely.
Oh, 9 looks gorgeous. Even 8 has held up quite well. You know. 8 doesn't look that bad.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about 8 is just the fact that it's just, I don't know, too many humans, I guess. I don't know. Like, not enough.
Too many humans.
You know what I mean? It's not like fantasy-ish enough. It just.
Having not played the game, that sounds like a very strange criticism.
I'll tell you what
It's too human. There's too many humans.
I apologise for the tangent, but my favourite thing to do in 8, and Richie will be unfamiliar with this, there's something called a junction system, where basically you can junction magic to people so that, their attacks will be of certain elements, or they will absorb hits of a certain element and it'll heal them. For example, you can junction a magic called Regen, which regenerates your health at a timed interval. You can junction that to your HP, and your HP will go through the roof. Now, Squall and Renault, and again, I'm really simplifying this for Richie's sake, Squall and Renault are basically the romantic love story of the game, yeah?
Right.
And I put a new spin on that by making Renault so resistant to thunder-based attacks that she actually restores health from it. So she gets hit with... Ooh, you okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If she gets hit with
like
thunder or... Yeah. If she gets hit with thunder or lightning, it heals her. Then I take Squall, and I make it so that his weapon does thunder damage. So if they're in a fight and she's low on health, he can hit her around the head with his sword, and it will heal her.
So basically, you turned it into an abusive relationship.
Oh, yeah. Squall's such a tortured soul.
You're a messed up child.
I have problems.
Yeah, something there needs dealing with, I think. Something in your brain.
But, bottom line is, it's finally happened and no one thought it would. Some people are worried about Tetsuya Nomura's involvement, but I love Nomura. I've loved Nomura since Kingdom Hearts 1, so I fully trust him to do okay.
The original anyway?
Yes, he was. He was involved with the original, yeah.
Yeah, so...
if you look, there's some Amano concept art and there's some Nomura concept art, and yeah. So, he was on board at the start.
I mean, what are they worried about with him? That he's going to do a George Lucas or something?
Yeah, potentially.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty apt.
Oh.
So speaking of Nomura, Kingdom Hearts 3, there's a new trailer. It looks really pretty and I want it, but we didn't learn a damn thing from it. We still don't have a release date. The worlds were kind of nondescript. There's a lot of Sora, Donald, and Goofy fighting Heartless, which... Yeah, I still want the game, but I'm getting to the point now where I'm like, I want some damn details.
Yeah, I'm calling it now. It's coming out for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Zero.
That long, huh? I'm getting impatient, This is turning into Final Fantasy Versus. Well, no, it was Final Fantasy Versus before Final Fantasy Versus existed.
Yeah. It was meant to be on PS3, damn it.
Yeah, I know. It's skipped an entire console generation, and we've just had these bloody mini-games. We're getting another mini-game, which is going back even further than Birth by Sleep, in the form of Kingdom Hearts Key Unchained.
Oh, yeah. That was the biggest tease ever when they revealed that. Did you watch the video, or did you just read about that bit?
No, I was back on the live stream by that point.
That was absolutely hilarious. Just like, and here's some Kingdom Hearts, and then it was that, and then it's just like
an Android game, and it's just like, what?
And it was like the most unenthusiastic applause ever. It was like 5 people clapping.
It was like last year when they did the Final Fantasy VII thing at the Sony conference and then said it was a PC port going to PS4. They're still bothering with the PC port to PS4, by the way, despite the remake.
And that's the worst version. The PS1 version is better. The sound is a lot better, and there's nothing better on the PC version.
The PC version, MIDI music, which is horrible.
Yeah.
$14.99 they want to charge for it on the PS4. If you've got a PlayStation 3 or a PlayStation Vita or even a PSP, you can go on the PlayStation Store and you can buy the PS1 version of Final Fantasy VII, the superior version, right now for $7.99. And it goes on sale for $3.99 all the damn time. Wow, we are not talking about Kingdom Hearts anymore.
There's not really much we can say about Kingdom Hearts. Like you said, we haven't learnt a damn thing. It just looks really, really pretty.
Square may as well have come out and been like, hey everybody, Kingdom Hearts is still a giant cock tease.
Yeah,
got off stage again, Here's Sora's new outfit. Love us,
Isn't that what E3 is for, though? Teasing people, getting the hype up. It's all about the hype, isn't it? That's why we're here. It's the hype.
Alright.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
the hype is what matters.
A couple of people in my friendship circles who were thinking about time to get an Xbox One or a PS4 were leaning very heavily towards PS4, but thanks to one announcement from Xbox, they are now moving back towards the Xbox One. Richie, you know what announcement I'm referring to, and you've been pretty quiet.
Yeah, I'm actually one of those people as well. I'm one of those people. I've been trying to decide which way to go. Yeah, for a long time I've been trying to decide which way I want to go next gen. Or this gen, sorry, now. I always call it next gen. Because I haven't got one, I call it... Because I haven't got one, I call it next gen. To me, it is next gen, because I don't have it. Well, yeah, basically, Microsoft have come out and announced that Xbox 360 games are now going to be backwards compatible on the Xbox One starting this holiday season.
Despite categorically telling us it was impossible on the hardware.
They never said it was impossible. They said they weren't sure if they could do it, apparently. That was what was quoted, is what I saw. Right. But that is such a big thing. It really is. I've seen a lot of people complaining.
If you get the new hardware, you've got your entire Xbox 360 library that you can now play on the Xbox One.
I've seen a lot of people moaning that that it should have happened. It should have been available at launch. Yeah, okay, maybe it should, but to bring it out now is going to sway a lot of people, myself included.
Yeah.
One of the things that was holding me back was I've got all my Xbox 360 games that I thought if I upgrade, I'll probably never touch them again. But now I can. Now I don't have to worry about that. It's not going to be a problem.
You already had... Oh, sorry, Terry, go ahead.
Yeah, the problem is it's going to be like what original Xbox compatibility was on the 360 and PS2 on the 60 gig PS3. It's not going to be every single game. At the moment, as of when they put it into place, it's going to be like 100 games out of the library. I think they're going to be incrementally adding to it. How long they'll continue that, and if they do the whole selection of Xbox 360, we don't know. But
The big hitters are probably in the 100, I should imagine. They'll have done some work to make sure of that.
yeah, I mean, the thing
And
is, it's
Richie is now DJing and scratching discs, apparently.
one of those things where you can't guarantee a whole collection is going to work, so it's still a bit of an iffy kind of area. So, I mean, for me, I'd still rather keep my 360 just to play it safe.
It's better than what they had.
And I will as well. I'll keep my Xbox 360, but it's definitely a big selling point for me.
Yeah.
And I think it will be for a lot of people as well.
Well, you're already heading towards Xbox One because of Rock Band 4 and being able to keep all your DLC songs from the Xbox 360.
Yeah, and thank you for segueing into Rock Band 4, because one thing they did announce about Rock Band 4, actually, is that there's not going to be, straight away, a compatibility for the Rock Band 3 songs to export into Rock Band 4, which is so uncool.
So you're like, I can use all my existing songs, and then they get to the press conference. No, I can't!
Yeah, apparently it's one of these things that they're working on, much like supporting older instruments and legacy instruments and things like that, but
Right.
I don't know, that actually put me off a little bit.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
would
like the
imagine.
idea of that. It really did.
Like £300 worth of DLC for Rock Band, and now you don't know if you're going to be able to use it or not.
You spent
Especially if I'm-
£300 on DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Terry, you need to listen to the podcasts that you weren't involved in, seriously.
Oh.
Yeah, I spent a lot of money. I spent a lot of hours. I got my money's worth out of that DLC, don't you worry. I got my money's worth.
You could actually hear his voice changing on that episode as I start doing the maths in real time. He's like, yeah, that's probably about right.
It's like when people, it's like the kind of people who spend all their money on alcohol, isn't it, or cigarettes, and then they actually add up how much they spent and realise how much money they waste.
I've
That,
got
for
a
me,
shelf right next
Not
to me.
alcohol, not smoking, not drugs, but for me, Rock Band DLC.
I've got a shelf right next to me full of manga, right? There's over 500 books on this shelf. Between £5 and £7 per book. So 5 to 7, let's average it at 6. 6 times 500. Okay? There's about £3,000.
Well, you know what to do if you're short of rent money for the month.
But this is the thing, manga has no resale value.
Oh,
You can't sell them
gusted.
second hand for £1.
Nor does Rock Band DLC, unfortunately.
Yeah, Rock Band DLC has a resale value of 0. Oh dear. I'm enjoying this today.
Yeah.
There is
Xbox.
another game that I know Terry very much wants to talk about, and I'm a big fan of the series as well. It's another space game. So Terry, I think he might be more into space than he lets on, because he wanted Star Fox and he wanted this game in here. Take it away, Terry.
Yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda, although, again, like Kingdom Hearts 3, I don't really have much to say about it. It was
Like some
very-
concept art and then some pre-rendered stuff and a logo. That's all we've got.
Yeah, and the N7 logo there as well.
Yeah, just to confirm that it really is Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at how the lighting changes when he walks forward, how that environment is lit, there is no way the N7 logo would have naturally fell into the light. You can actually see the exact frame where they add an additional light into the 3D scene to get the N7 to pop at the moment they want it to. It's really janky and awkward. And I sort of watched it because of obviously my games design degree and that, doing a lot of 3D modelling and all the rest of it. And I cringed at how unprofessional the N7 pop was. Overanalyzing trailers.
Calling it
Would
now.
you be
Mass Effect
surprised?
HD collection.
Would I be
Would you be
surprised?
surprised if I said Mass Effect is another series I've never really played?
For fuck's sake, Richie!
Why am I part of a gaming podcast? Honestly, I haven't played any of these games.
How have you not?
It's-
You've got an
it's-
Xbox!
It's because you
Tell you what it is.
play Rock Band.
Mass
Yeah,
Effect
that's what it
is
is, yeah.
like £3
Yeah.
ago! A Mass
tell you what
Effect
it is.
game is about the same price as a fucking Rock Band song.
I played through half of the first Mass Effect game, and it was one of those games that one day I just stopped playing it and I never picked it up again. No reason for it, not because I disliked it. It just happened,
But the
and because
first
of
one's
that,
the
I
most
never
broken
played.
one. You can go
any
in on the
others.
hardest difficulty with a brand new character, not even a character that's been through a campaign before. And there is a combination, it was a certain shield tech plus a healing tech, which basically meant you're constantly regenerating health. And if your shield goes down, it doesn't matter because it'll be recharged in about 5 seconds and you can just put the shield back up. And it allows you to pretty much storm everything, and I forget the name of the combo, but it got me through. That's how I managed to do all the achievements on the Xbox 360 version, was just abusing that. But Mass Effect 1 is brilliant. It's the best of the three, and you have to go back and you have to finish it, or I'm going to be very disappointed in you for the rest of time.
I'll make it my goal.
2.
You preferred 2?
Yeah.
It's sort of the Empire Strikes Back of the trilogy, isn't it?
I don't know. It's just, I guess that is partially due to the streamlining of like the kind of combat. I mean, like you like tank controls, you said before.
Oh yeah.
Number 1 feels a bit more tank-like than 2. I wouldn't really call it completely tank controls, but it's more in that kind of ballpark area.
The first one feels a lot more tactical to me. Like, it's got a slower... Okay, I abused it by the end, by the time I knew what I was doing, but that was the 3rd or 4th playthrough. And yes, Richie, this is a multiple playthrough game. It really is. Once you've done it once, it's like crack. But like,
Yes, I've heard that.
It was a lot more considered, whereas Mass Effect 2 felt a little looser and a little bit more gung-ho, and I didn't particularly like that. We can all agree 3 was crap, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
The combat's fun, but the story sucked.
It was nice to wrap everything up, but
Yeah, but again, spoilers.
Yeah. Richie, right, I'm giving you submissions. Have you got a pen and paper?
No, but I've got Notepad.
You've got Notepad, okay. I'm sorry, everyone, you're going to hear him typing now. So I'll know if you do it or not. Final Fantasy IX.
Hang on. Final Fantasy 9, yeah.
Shenmue.
1 and 2, I'm guessing. Right, yeah, got it.
Mass Effect Trilogy.
Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah.
Arkham Trilogy.
Man,
And you already said you played through Half-Life, Opposing Force and Blue Shift. I remember talking about this last time. You hadn't played those yet.
Who said you could jump in on this? But that will probably last you, in between work and stuff, you've probably got about 4 months worth of gaming there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try and get it in before the next podcast.
Next week, see how Richie got on with that marathon.
I'm not
Richie
in the next
comes on the
podcast,
podcast
you know
like,
why.
he comes on, he's like, I need water. I need water. Falls
You'll have
over.
to start the next podcast with, Richie's not joining us this week. He's too busy playing Mass Effect like I told him to.
After Richie's done playing Mass Effect, he's going to go to the store and get me some beer and cigarettes.
So this
You'll
week,
be lucky.
With Rambling Sam and Terry the Porn Guy.
Yeah. Oh, man.
If you want another thing that's going to make you think about Xbox One, the Rare collection. Have you guys heard about this?
Oh, God, yes. I did.
Like, pretty much
Yes,
every
absolutely.
game Rare has ever made, all compiled into a cheap compilation disc. Apparently it's going to be like $30 when it comes out, which is going to be like 25 quid over here.
And it's all the good Rare stuff. It's like Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Jet Force Gemini, Conker's Bad Fur Day, Perfect Dark. Oh,
Battletoads.
Battletoads! Yes! It's simply amazing. It's
the best compilation I've heard about since the Sega's Ultimate.
Oh, you beat me there. The Sega Mega Drive Ultimate Collection, yes. That and this Rare Collection, they're going to be the greatest video game compilations of all time, and I'm seriously considering getting an Xbox One in a year or two just to play this Rare Collection.
That's what's making me veer towards it, especially as, like with Final Fantasy VII as well. I noticed at the end of the trailer for the remake of that, it says play first on PS4. So
yes, it's not exclusive. It's only a timed exclusive. And even the word exclusive, have you noticed this E3? They've been throwing exclusive around left, right, and centre. But at the bottom it's like PS4 and PC. Apparently, having it on PC as well doesn't discount your exclusivity.
Oh, that's been like that for ages. It's like apparently
that's been going for years.
It's like I don't understand it. It's stupid. I guess it's just because PC is kind of out of the sort of politics of like the whole licensing war between Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo. Because
this is the first time it's been so damn apparent to me. Like, it's never been in my consciousness before, but this E3, the amount of times my brain saw 2 logos and went, bullshit. You know?
Yeah. Either way, it's making me happy that all these things are coming to PC, so...
Although the one-timed exclusive Microsoft have got over Sony, and it is annoying me because I've been a fan of the series from day one, Rise of the Tomb Raider. And it looks good. It looks really good.
Yeah, agreed. It did look really good, didn't it?
Yeah, and the reboot was pretty decent. You know, it was weird to see Tomb Raider learning lessons from Uncharted when Uncharted probably would have never existed without Tomb Raider.
True.
On that note as well, Uncharted 4. Oh god, I might not get Rise of the Tomb Raider, but I will get it eventually. The Xbox, never getting Uncharted 4, but I can enjoy that. That's my revenge. It's like, I'll get Rise of the Tomb Raider, I just have to wait. You won't get Uncharted 4.
See, all these exclusive things, and I'm just sitting here on my PC and Wii U just like... I don't want to have to buy more platforms. I've spent so much already.
Nintendo did a great job of making me want a Wii U, because I need my cutesy platformer fix. Because I grew up with them, I need the occasional cutesy platformer. Sony... actually, and I sound like a fanboy at the moment, but Sony have quenched my fanboy thirst. Ratchet & Clank, Spring 2016, looks like a proper Ratchet & Clank game. It's going to be amazing. Like, they can literally put out whatever they want. I will buy it, and I will love every second of it because it's Ratchet & goddamn Clank.
Yeah, that was like the game that broke you into when you made the transition from Microsoft to Sony. I remember that.
Oh yeah, when I traded in my Xbox 360 and bought a PS3, I just bought up all of the Ratchet & Clank games I could because I remembered enjoying them on the PS2. I was just like, there's a whole nother trilogy, and yeah, amazing.
Yeah, that and Metal Gear Solid 4, I remember.
Ah, yeah.
That's the point. I haven't actually looked up Metal Gear Solid 5, because I'm sure there must have been some more footage of that somewhere.
There was a new trailer, yeah. Hideo Kojima introduced his final ever E3 Metal Gear trailer.
Yeah, that was a long trailer, wasn't it, as well?
Oh, yeah. Looks so good.
It does look very good. I haven't played 4, that's the problem, so I don't know if I'll miss anything.
Oh, there's another one for the list.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid... He hasn't got a PS3, Terry.
Yeah, this is the problem. I haven't had a PS3 or a PS4, so a lot of these games have been out of my reach.
Okay, so Metal Gear Solid 4, without spoilers, are you missing anything? Yes. You are missing a hell of a lot.
Yeah, I've always seen that it got really good reviews and stuff, so I can imagine it must be very good.
That game is so much more cutscene than gameplay. Like, so much plot stuff happens.
It's one of those games where you can tell it was made for people who are longtime fans of the series. Like, if you're jumping in, that's not a good jumping in point.
Do not jump in at 4. It's like, I think we can safely say this, the Shadow Moses moment. That was, like, that came as a surprise to me. I was playing it blind because my housemate in uni had a PS3 and I had an Xbox 360, and we'd just, swap over for the exclusives. And
let's be careful how much more we say about this, because, I mean, that was kind of a nice surprise, and just from mentioning that name, that's kind of a bit of a,
All I'll say is I got to that point, and I just sort of sat back. Ah, yes, Kojima. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. This is good. This is very good.
Yeah.
I'll put it on my list.
Also on list, PlayStation 3.
PlayStation 3's been on my list for a long time because the PS4's been out for so long. They are dirt cheap now, really.
Like 50,
I've got,
60
I've got no
quid.
excuse. I've got no excuse whatsoever.
Okay, in that case, Ratchet and Clank, like every Ratchet and Clank ever, except for All for One. All for One is terrible, but the rest of them, maybe skip Q-Force. The rest of them, no. Fantastic.
Right, Uncharted.
Yeah, Uncharted.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Don't bother with 3 though. 3 was a bit meh.
Yeah, 3 was really disappointing. Yeah, have you
It's on
watched
the
the
list.
video, Terry, where they actually compare like all of the main points of 2 and 3 and when abouts they happen, and they showed it's pretty much the exact same game.
No, but
Watch
that's.
it; it's brilliant.
But it's kind of weird that all these years Kojima keeps saying this is going to be my last Metal Gear game, and finally it looks like that's going to be the case with number 5.
He'll go to Kickstarter and he'll make a spiritual successor, a la Mighty Number 9, Yooka-Laylee, and Bloodstained. We've been saying that for weeks on this podcast.
Yeah, he'll do Snake's Revenge 2 or something.
Snake's Revenge 2, Revenging Harder.
Yeah.
But they, I started before E3. I sat down, I was looking at my PS4, I was like, I play Shadow of Mordor and Far Cry 4 on this. I really don't have a lot of games, and there's not a lot coming out except for Arkham Knight Tuesday. Arkham Knight is Tuesday!
Oh, yeah.
Although I'm getting it delivered from Amazon, so Arkham Knight is in like 2 weeks, because they always manage to not deliver to here on time. Seriously, like every game I've ever pre-ordered from them has been a week late at least.
You
But
still buy them.
well, they're the only ones who have the Batman statue special edition, so I'm sort of forced. And they were the only ones, like with Kingdom Hearts HD, they were the only ones with the limited edition for pre-order in the UK. Everywhere else you could only pre-order the standard edition, and if they happened to get the limited edition in, you were just lucky. And like both of those were like a week late coming, you know?
Yeah. Oh, Sam, you're a fan of Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, right?
Last Guardian, the exact same
Yeah.
trailer they already showed.
I was going to say, I was surprised you haven't brought that up yet.
Yeah, because there's nothing to talk about.
Oh. See, I didn't look that much
We've seen exactly what we saw before, essentially. You know, The Last Guardian, it's not dead yet, but it'll probably get cancelled at some point. That's it. That's all they said. You know. But no, my point was, pre-E3, I was like, I'm really not going to have a lot to do with my PS4. I've got no idea what I'm going to ask for from, the other half for Christmas. And now we've got, Fallout 4, Ratchet and Clank is spring next year, so not that. But there's like a whole bunch of games now coming out before Christmas, and I had a list in my head, which I was going to run through. Just Cause 3, thank you very much. That's December, so it's right before Christmas. Just Cause 3... I had a list, and you talked about Last Guardian, and now the list is gone, and I can't get it back, and I hate you.
Let's talk a little bit about Just Cause 3, and maybe it'll come back to you. I mean, I haven't been as excited about a sandbox game since the PC version of GTA 5. They've just basically been saying explosions with every promo they've been doing. And
the last time I was this excited about a sandbox game was Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the Xbox version, when they announced that you could have custom soundtracks from your Xbox's hard drive. And then I realised that no matter what soundtrack I put on, the in-game soundtrack would still beat it because it's amazing. Just Cause 3 looks so good. I'm all up for hook-shotting jet planes and surfing them in midair again.
Oh god, yeah, have you seen they're making the grapple hook even more ridiculous as well?
I know! Hey, I'm falling from the sky. I'm going to splat to my death against the ground. Let me grapple hook the floor and accelerate even faster towards the floor to save my own life.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's the actual scale of the game. It just looks like it takes the word sandbox and just really just wipes the floor with it, doesn't it? Because it's just absolutely massive scale. They've really built this up.
Here's the problem, though. This is a problem I had with Just Cause 2. Just Cause 2 is huge, but if I'm driving around, I can't tell you where the bloody hell I am. It all looks more or less the same to me. It doesn't have a lot of identity. Like, I can tell I'm playing Just Cause 2, but I have no idea where on the island I am. I have similar problems with Far Cry 3 and 4, truth be told.
You beat me to it.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say that's the thing with like these kind of tropical island set games, as opposed to like GTA where you're in a big city, and same with Sleeping Dogs.
Oh look, there are some trees. A hut. You know, you can have a massive world, but you gotta fill it with interesting things, and this is why Arkham Asylum will always be my favourite Arkham game, because it's a very small, intimate map. Everything is packed with so much care and detail and individuality and identity, and then as they expand out for Arkham City, you start to lose that, and you can bypass things and just shoot around everywhere. And then Arkham Origins expanded the map even more so. It was a team that didn't have Rocksteady's care to detail and attention. You lost it even more. Now we're going to have the entirety of Gotham City, and it'll get watered down even further, I think. And that's what I see happening with Just Cause 3. It's going to be a huge map, and I'll probably see maybe 5% of it. Even with Grand Theft Auto 5, you've got the city down the bottom where I've spent 90% of my time, and then you've got this huge open area around Mount Chiliad that I never touch. That'll be Just Cause 3.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, I've noticed Fallout 3 has the same problem. For me, it's just wasteland everywhere. There's not really that much.
Fallout 3 does not have that problem. Fallout 3 has identifiable landmarks, and that's what's missing from these other games. Richie, please chip in, because you're being silent.
No, I'm actually going to agree with you on this one. Sorry, Terry, I'm going to agree with Sam that I think Fallout 3 didn't suffer from that, and I think you're right. I think that's the problem, because to be honest, I was going to GTA 5 was going to be my example. That was going to say that once you got out of the city, everything was just brown. There was nothing to it. You never went anywhere because there was nothing there.
No, there
was just nothing.
And you're sort of driving around, and you've got no reason to do that loop round to the top tip of the island.
No.
You know, it's actually quicker to cut through Trevor's sort of trailer parky area if you want to get back round the other side. So why would you go up there?
The only good thing out there was falling off the top of Mount Chiliad. That was the only good thing. Apart from that, waste of time.
Yep, completely agree. So Grand Theft Auto 6 rumours, I don't know if you guys saw this, Grand Theft Auto 6 rumours, they want to do what The Crew and a couple of other games did, where they sort of do a condensed version of the entire United States and do a couple of the flagship cities. Sort of like the old San Andreas, which was smaller than GTA 5, but feels a hell of a lot bigger, for the reasons we just discussed.
Yeah.
That thing feels massive, and it's actually not. And I don't think they can pull it off. I don't know how well The Crew and various other things pull it off because I've not played them, but saying we're going to do the entire country sounds a bit,
Yeah, well, it's like, look at what happened with Burnout Paradise when they tried to do open world on that. It was the worst game of the series.
Burnout Paradise was the worst game for the series because in the earlier games you legitimately did world tours. You would race all these exciting, ever-changing environments, and then Burnout Paradise was drive to the windmill farm. Done that? Great. Drive to the stadium. Okay, now drive to the windmill farm. Hang on.
On top of that as well, like, you keep getting lost as well because it's so awkward to navigate in Burnout Paradise.
Yeah, because you can take any route you want to get there, which means you end up taking wrong turns and stuff, whereas in the arcadey, like, Burnout through to Burnout Revenge, the good Burnouts, like the perfect 4. All the roads you don't need to go down are closed off and just have giant glowy arcadey arrows over them. And it's just, you're focused on going as fast as you can, and you can see from miles off, thanks to the big glowing arrows, where the turns are, so you can prepare for them and you can plan for them. You can't, like, if you're playing GTA and you're going to a mission, right?
Yeah.
You find yourself watching the GPS in the bottom corner instead of watching the main game screen more often than not. And the problem with Burnout Paradise is that that's what you end up doing, but your eyes cannot possibly be there. Your eyes have to be focused on the track. But the track isn't clearly laid out, so you have to look at that GPS, and it just ruins the whole thing. And I'm ranting, I apologise.
I think one thing I'm kind of disappointed that Ubisoft haven't sort of announced yet is like I remember
Oh
that.
Christ! Yeah, Ubisoft had a conference.
Yeah, well, you mentioned the crew, so that kind of got me on that.
Ah.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say, like, at one point there was talk. I think it was mainly speculation, but like the team that worked on Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, there was talk of something with the Far Cry 4 engine. It wouldn't have been Blood Dragon 2, but it was going to be something kind of, interesting in that kind of area. But I was hoping to hear about that, but they didn't mention anything about that. So I'm hoping
No, not a
later on
dicky
this year
bird.
they do.
But I don't know. The only thing that struck me out of Ubisoft's entire conference, first of all, no Rayman. Come on.
Oh,
Rayman
yeah.
Origins and Rayman Legends were awesome. I want a third. But Rainbow Six Siege, Terrorist Hunt is back, and
Yes.
apparently they're packaging in Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2, which I absolutely adore.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you cry over the trailer this year?
Cry over the trailer?
Last year's E3 when the lady on the stage, I forget her name, the Ubisoft rep, after the Rainbow Six Siege,
Aisha
she was
Tyler.
like, "Oh my god, wasn't that so awesome?"
Yeah, let's not talk about Aisha Tyler. I don't like slamming people, and I was taught if you have nothing nice to say about somebody, don't say anything at all, so that's what I'm opting to do.
I think that's mean. I like Aisha Tyler.
Okay, each to their own.
She's not necessarily the best host for Ubisoft, but I like her. I think she's alright.
At any rate, I'm interested in Siege. Like, before it was on my maybe list, now it's on my hell yeah I want it list just because Terrorist Hunt mode is back. That's where I spent 90% of my time in the Vegas games. I don't even think I finished the campaigns in the Vegas games, I just spent all my time in Terrorist Hunt because that's the most fun mode.
I still play Terrorist Hunt on Rainbow Vegas 2 to this day.
What platform? Because we need to hook up and co-op.
360,
Of course.
I'm afraid.
I was hoping you'd say PC.
No, is it available on PC?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I will have a look into that.
Because I've been looking at the PC version, because when I traded my Xbox 360 in, that was one of the games I rebought for PS3, because I was like, I'm not having my Terrorist Hunt. But it runs like crap on the PS3, I've got to say.
Well, I didn't know that. I'll have to give that a look. But yeah, super hype for Rainbow Six Siege. Definitely looks awesome.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, no, the trailer did look awesome, and last year's trailer looked awesome too.
I just want it to come out now. I'm looking at all these games I want in my hand, and then I'm looking at my existing credit card balance and being like, I'm going to have to work out a compromise somewhere.
Yeah, get another credit card.
Yeah, get another credit card. They did just send me a letter actually saying, we're increasing your credit limit by £600. I'm like, I haven't asked for this. I hate when banks do that. They just send you a letter like, hey, you didn't ask for this, but we're being irresponsible. Have some more credit. And I was like, I really don't want this credit, because I know what I'll do.
Okay, the one conference we haven't discussed, did anyone watch the EA conference?
No.
You missed nothing.
I figured
I didn't watch all of it. I didn't watch all of it, but I watched quite a bit of it. For some reason, they had Pele, the footballer, on.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the man is cool, and it was cool to see him interviewed. But I found myself going, hang on a second, why am I watching this? I could watch this on YouTube if I wanted to see Pele being interviewed. But they just did like a 5-minute interview about his history in the World Cup. Had nothing to do with FIFA whatsoever. And then they played the trailer for FIFA.
Didn't they say something about... Because what I heard, and bear in mind this is second-hand information because I did not bother watching EA's conference because I didn't think they'd have anything interesting for me. I heard they said something along the lines of, we're not going for any huge innovations or gimmicks this time, we just want to refine the formula we already have for FIFA 16.
They say that as if that's a new approach.
Which to me says, we're going to keep doing what we do in that we'll re-release the exact same game we've been releasing for 10 plus years.
Well, their biggest selling point for FIFA 16 this year is that they've got women's football teams in it now, so you can play women's football, which is basically the same thing with a different player model, but...
So, people already abused the wonky physics in previous FIFA games to get, like, the gifs of the men, like, kissing and butt humping and stuff. They're gonna go nuts when they get women's teams.
Oh yeah, get ready for that.
Is your body ready?
I don't know if you saw it as well, but the other big thing they did was EA have started their own early access service now, where you can pay them so much a month and you get to play their games slightly before everyone else.
Oh, bugger off.
I mean, Xbox did that as well. Microsoft has started an early access program as well, haven't they? So
Well,
unfortunately,
here's
early
the thing.
access is becoming more popular.
EA wanted to do that subscription service because you get access to games and that for the X amount per month. It's on the Xbox already, I believe, but PlayStation actually turned it down because they said, well, we've already got PlayStation Plus, and we don't want the console to become over-encumbered with subscription services. Now, on the one hand, that's a very good thing, because I don't know about you guys, but I have, obviously, like, PS Plus and Netflix, and you think, oh, that's like £6 a month each. Okay, you're on £12 right there. That's like half a utility bill. That's like half the electric or something. No, not even half the electric. What am I talking about? The electric is like £90 a month. The electric's way more, especially the amount
So
I
I'm going
use.
to come live with you.
Yeah. No, this cottage is not energy efficient in the least. It's like half the phone bill. There you go, half the phone bill.
Does anyone even use the phone anymore?
Well, the phone bill includes the internet. All right.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Got it.
So by the time you paid the line rental and the internet, you know, so Netflix and the other one I use, PlayStation Plus, it's already half that cost. Then I was subscribing to Marvel Unlimited, where you can read like 800 plus Marvel comics from their library on your tablet at any time. Not an advert for the service, trust me, I didn't use it enough. I cancelled that, but that was another £6 a month. So we're on 18. Then I was paying £2 a week for Shonen Jump magazine, so digital copies of Shonen Jump, the same day they came out in Japan, but in English and digital. So £2 a week, so that's £8 a month, give or take. So we're now on £26 a month. And then, oh Christ, there was another subscription service I was signed up for. But essentially, PlayStation said that they didn't want people to get caught in that trap where they had £6 to PlayStation, £6 to EA, £6 to Activision, £6 to Tom, Dick, and Harry. And you can read that two ways. You can either see that as them looking out for their consumer base, which is obviously very noble and very good and very nice of them. Or you can look at it as them shying away from competition and being like, well, we're not going to have any competitors to worry about because we just won't let them on our platform.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's probably more the latter with Sony. I've not got a high opinion of them, but then I'm only speculating.
Well, if they need any good corporate PR spin, I just gave it to them. They're looking after us because we don't realise how much these little subscriptions add up over time. It's like I didn't realise that by the time I'd added a bunch of 49p DLC for Payday 2 to my basket, I'd actually spent £9, and I'd have been better off buying the Game of the Year edition for $7.49, even though I already had the base game.
To be fair, I think Sony are probably doing fine with PR. I mean, going back to the E3 where they announced not announced PS4 and everything, it's like, we're going to do used games, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, this year, their Final Fantasy VII and Shenmue 3 reveals back-to-back. That was pretty much their mic drop, walk off the stage, they're done. You know?
Yeah, they haven't got to worry about bad press for a while, have they?
No,
I mean, they're okay. They're set for now.
Call me a PlayStation fanboy, but they won E3, as far as I'm concerned. Nintendo came close second because of that World Championship and Star Fox. And Microsoft, they actually made me kind of want an Xbox One for the Rare Collection and a couple of other bits, but I'm unlikely to get... It'll be a Wii U first, and then an Xbox One in maybe 3 years. You guys, winners and losers of E3.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, you've already got a Wii U. How can your Wii U be the second purchase? You've already gone and bought it.
No, but I mean, in terms of the hype around the products that they actually revealed, I think Sony revealed more interesting products this year. I mean, yeah, Star Fox and Mario Maker look pretty awesome, but Final Fantasy VII is more. Yeah, there's more hype around that.
Some of the stuff that Sony revealed isn't necessarily exclusive. Some of them are timed exclusives, other are just plain multi-platform straight out of the gate. And they didn't even go first this time, you know, they went after Microsoft. So it's, you know, how come they got to reveal this stuff?
Based on everything that's come out, it looks like PC is really the place to be, because most of these exclusives, as you mentioned, are coming out on PC as well. So PC seems to be getting the best of everything.
And I've now got a PC that will run this stuff too.
Yeah.
I have joined the mustard race.
It's the place to be.
Yes. Although I can't get over not having physical copies of games, and I know you can get physical copies for a lot of PC games, but not all, and that's what puts me off. And also the whole...
Oh yeah, but then the same applies to console games. The amount of indie games on the marketplace for that you can't get physical copies for, it's basically exactly the same as console in that respect.
Yeah, so for indie games I don't mind, I'll buy them on PC, but there's a lot of things that I will probably keep buying on PS4. Also, like, I do a lot of...
You can get physical on PS4, you can get physical on PC, apart from like maybe 5.
Let me put it another damn way then. I do a lot of video editing, a lot of artwork. I write and draw comic books. This hard drive fills up pretty damn quick with things like podcasts and videos and let's plays and all the rest of it. I've already taken up like 300 gig on my Steam library. Do I really want to take up another 300 gig? Especially when game download sizes like Titanfall, what was that, like 50 gig or something stupid?
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, GTA 5 was like 60 gig as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that's updated since then. That's had like a gig update since then.
And my internet connection is 4.5 Mbps. To download my Steam library, I had to leave this sucker on 24 hours a day for 4 days straight.
First world problems.
The thing is, at the moment, the reason the games are getting bigger on PC is because of the fact that every major console now supports Blu-ray, even the Wii U. So, because of that, they're thinking, well, we don't have to worry about compression as much, so therefore we've got bigger games now, and then that's translating over to PC, because let's face it, PC isn't exactly a lead development platform.
True, a lot of the time it's sort of made for something else, and then we'll probably port it.
It's the major difference in system requirements for PC games when we made the transition from PS3 360 to PS4 Xbox One.
Here's the weird thing though: you open up a PS4 or an Xbox One, it's mostly PC components now.
Yeah, I know, but that's another thing as well. Like they're using octo-core processors now, which means that PC users who have octo-core processors, the multiple cores are being utilized more.
Well, the question I'll ask you after the podcast, because you're a lot more PC than I am, and I'll probably get a lot of comments calling me ignorant now. I have a quad-core processor, but if I look on DXDiag, it tells me I've got 8 CPUs. So I don't know if that's like 2 CPUs per core or what. So I'll let you explain that to me after the podcast.
Yeah, to be honest, I need to kind of remind myself of that, actually.
I don't really know. I'm going to be Googling it, and I'm going to be telling you whatever I find out on Google.
Just to backtrack, I'm just going to backtrack a little bit.
Onto games,
yeah, to games, yeah. For me, I thought, my favourite, obviously you know that I'm probably leaning towards Microsoft more than anything. I was a bit disappointed that Nintendo didn't have more in the way of 3DS. Like, Hyrule Warriors looked awesome.
But it's a port of a Wii U game.
Well, yeah, precisely, yeah. For me, it would have been Nintendo, would have been my champions at E3 if it hadn't been for the lack of 3DS games. But for me, I think I'm going to go with Microsoft, I think.
Wasn't there a Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi crossover RPG coming to the 3DS, if I remember right?
Yeah, it did, and then that does look very good, but when you compare it to, say, how many games are coming out for the other things, just didn't clinch it for me.
Yeah, but then,
okay,
if you
got a point.
Many games are coming out for the PS Vita, then it's looking very good there.
PS Vita's supposedly a legacy console now.
Yeah, although that World of Final Fantasy thing is coming to PS Vita.
Yeah, that's true.
The little chibi characters.
Although a lot of, I've been looking at, I really wanted there's a Sword Art Online game for the PS Vita, and both me and the other half really like Sword Art Online, and I'll probably get flayed for that, but screw it, we like it. And we were like, yeah, we might buy it, but there was no physical release, and we're against paying the price of a physical release for a digital download. Like, if there's a game out for £40, we expect to get a case and something, like a cartridge or a disc. Or like those they look like bloody micro SD cards now for a lot of portable games. And it was just a digital download on the PS Store. It's like, I'm not paying $39.99 for that. It's never been in any of the sales or anything. It might have been in one of the sales actually, but it's never come down into our threshold for a digital only. And we don't really have the space on the memory card, and it's extortionate prices for the memory card. Back on track, that's now getting re-released for the PS4, and so is its sequel. And like Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate, which is the one Arkham game I don't recommend to anybody ever. I played it on Vita first, had it physical release on Vita, but then it digitally released in better quality for the PS3 and for the PC. So it seems everything interesting the Vita gets then becomes available on another platform. The same thing happened for Assassin's Creed Liberation. You can now get Assassin's Creed Liberation HD on the PS3.
Then the same thing was happening on the PSP for a while as well, like the Liberty City and Vice City Stories games, Burnout Dominator, Jak and Daxter Lost Frontier.
Ratchet and Clank Size Matters and Secret Agent Clank. I've got them on PSP. I love playing them on the PSP, but I would kill for PS2 copies. But every time I see them in like local game stores, they're about £17-18 for them. It's like, no.
To be honest, a lot of the time PSP games ported to PS2 are pretty bad ports. Like Wipeout Pulse, for instance, was terrible on PS2, but it's brilliant on PSP. It's one of those games where
I don't know. Burnout Dominator transferred quite well from the PSP to the PS2, and I've always been a little bit bummed out that there's never been a PS2 version of Burnout Legends.
Yeah, but then if you can play Burnout 3, you get the same experience, so...
Yeah, this is pretty true. No, so Richie, for you were saying Nintendo won, and I'm sorry we completely interrupted you. We're really rude.
Yeah. No, it's cool. No, I was saying Nintendo would have done it for me if it hadn't been for the lack of really games that on the 3DS, because obviously I love my 3DS and everything.
That's why we jumped into Vita.
Yeah, the other thing I was going to jump onto is anyone going to be ordering the Pip-Boy edition of Fallout 4?
Nah.
Did you see that?
Yes.
At first, I was kind of I thought that looked pretty cool, but then I found out all it is just a casing to put a smartphone in. I was like,
yeah, I'm glad you said that, because that's exactly what I did when I first saw it. My hype went through the roof, and I was like, well, I'm gonna have to buy that. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. And then it turns out you don't need it at all. You can just use your smartphone. And I was like, oh.
Am I the only one who thinks it looks uncomfortable?
Well, yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, it does look awkward, doesn't it?
The thing is, like. The other half, bear in mind, I met her at a Comic-Con. She plays Kingdom Hearts and various other games. She is, for all intents and purposes, she'll kick my ass at Soul Calibur. I hate to admit it. And yet, the amount of times I've been sat playing a video game that's come with a peripheral, and she walks in the room, she's like, "You look like a twat." And this is just another one of those things where if I was sat there with an actual Pip-Boy going through my inventory...
it's not the peripheral.
I was going to say, are you actually wearing the peripheral at this point?
The amount of times she told me I look like a prat while wearing a peripheral. If she came in the living room and I was sat there going through my inventory on an actual Pip-Boy on my arm, she would probably just sigh, leave the room, and hope I didn't see her come in. It's one of those.
Agreed. No, I won't be picking it up, unfortunately, now, but it does look... for what it is cool, but it's not something to wear every day, let's face it. It's not something to wear to work.
Conceptually, it's amazing. I think in practice, it's if you want to do a Fallout cosplay, by all means. But
yeah, perfect for that, wouldn't it? Yeah.
To be fair though, the amount of cosplays I've seen where people have made much better looking cases than that bloody thing.
They've actually changed the design of the Pip-Boy by the look of it for this game as well. It looks from the screenshots very different to the Pip-Boy I'm used to.
Yeah, I think that's called mass production, isn't it? That's mass production on a cheap scale.
Like the dials in Fallout 3 are like along the bottom of the Pip-Boy, whereas here it looks like they've got sort of an Etch-a-Sketch dial on the side, and then another dial sort of up on the right-hand corner.
I think
I'm wondering is, like, as it's meant to be a case for like fitting in a smartphone, like, I mean, there's so many different models of smartphones and different size screens and stuff. So
I always get screwed on this actually because I've got a Samsung Galaxy S4 Mini. Which is, in phone size, is quite small. It's still got the power of an S4, don't get me wrong, but any of these peripherals that come out, my S4 Mini just fall out of them because they're thinking of the size of, like, the S5, the S6, the iPhone 5, 5C, 6, and whatever the bloody hell they've called the next iteration that people have queued up around the corner for.
Dude, I
Well,
know I'm one of the rare
sorry.
people that has an Xperia phone. You know.
Oh God, right? Okay. I'm a Sony fanboy. You've got an Xperia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read somewhere that they've designed it to fit most smartphones. So as you say, it'll be sort of the mainstream ones.
Do you think it's going to be adjustable then? Do you think there's going to be like a clamp you can wind?
Yeah,
Or...
yeah, there will be. There'll be some sort of clip inside it that holds your phone, won't there? There has to be. It's the only way it'll work.
But it's more the fact of how well the screen fits in with it, or like with the.
Well, like how much of your phone you're going to be able to see around the plastic edge of the actual Pip-Boy.
Yeah.
Like whether you'll be able to see the white of your iPhone sort of just around the edges.
Well, the peripheral itself aside, having the actual app you can use is pretty cool. That's a pretty big step.
Yeah, but Watch Dogs had an actual app you can use, and I thought, oh, that's really cool. I downloaded the app, I used it once, went, this is fucking dumb, and chucked the phone to one side.
Well, I think we all did the same thing.
Tuck that down and said the same thing.
We all did the same thing with GTA 5, didn't we? They had that iFruit app for GTA 5, which like came out for iPhones and then didn't come out for Android until like 4 months after the game was released.
Yeah, I got
And
my
that was just
custom number
rubbish.
plate, and that was it. I did my
That was
custom number
rubbish.
plate, tossed it.
What a waste of time that app was. I uninstalled that probably within a week of having it. It was just such a waste of time. Like, you could play a little mini game where you could pick up Chop's poo and stuff like that. It's just...
Literally, get it, do your custom number plate, provided someone else hasn't already taken it at this point, get rid of the app.
Yeah, well, it was 2013 when the game came out, and we didn't have the app until like probably early 2014. And it was like,
yeah,
well, it's
sounds about right.
2014, and I'm playing a game on my smartphone about cleaning up dog poo. It's like, where is my life going?
Did you have an existential crisis?
It did
over
give me
the
a bit of a
release?
moment. I had a bit of a wake up moment. Yeah, you're right.
and they give a
I'm
game.
25 and I'm picking up virtual poo. Where did it go wrong?
It all started with Tamagotchis many years ago.
Oh, God.
Oh,
You give
dear.
a kid today Tamagotchi and you see what happens.
Have you ever tried to play a Tamagotchi app on your phone? Because I've tried to download them. They're all rubbish. Don't waste your time.
Thanks for the PSA.
Just putting that out there. Just putting that out there. Don't waste your time. You can't find a good one. I've tried.
Richie's obligatory PSA, people. I'm going to say that the question of the week has been answered, because I think we've all answered like 4 different questions. Like, what have you bought in the Steam sale? What was your biggest surprise from E3? And who do you think won E3? So that's been 3 questions. I'm not going to bother with the random question of the week.
But I enjoy that so much.
Yeah, come on, let's do it.
Really? You're going to
Yeah,
make me
come on.
think of a question on the spot?
Yeah, well, you're going to make us answer on the spot.
Alright. I'm just going to go with a really stereotypical one then, because I'm having to thingy it. Desert Island, 3 video games, any system, go. And no compilation games, so you can't say Ultimate Mega Drive Collection, Terry.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Does it have to just be the... I mean, do they all have to be for the same console? I guess we're only allowed
No, any machine, that's fine. The surprisingly enough, the Desert Island has a bunch of TVs and consoles, even a couple of PCs, maybe even
Can
a
I
Mac.
choose games that lock on together, for example?
You're not having Sonic 3 and Knuckles. You're going to have to pick between them.
Ah, Christ.
I can read your bloody mind, boy. You keep this up,
okay,
actually,
that's
Richie, and I will give you Spot Goes to Hollywood as one of your 3, and then you've only got 2.
Well, I can pick up these compilations now. I was about
trying to
say the
torture me?
box.
Yes.
Right, okay. Alright, let's go for it. Right, 1, the original Nights into Dreams, Sega Saturn.
Die Hard Arcade is going to be on here, isn't it?
No, I'm going to go 2, Sonic R.
Oh!
And then
of
I'm
which
gonna
did you enjoy the Let's Play, by the way?
Yes, I did. I still haven't watched part 2, actually, but I'm sure it's fantastic.
Go watch it after the cast.
And then 3. I'm going to say Grand Theft Auto 3.
Interesting choice. Just where I mentioned Die Hard Arcade very quickly, I have to get this in. I bought it. I found one on eBay for £25, and it's coming. And I still can't believe I've paid the price for Die Hard Arcade. That about 10 years ago or so, I paid for a console and Die Hard Arcade. Ridiculous. Anyway, Terry.
See, I'm thinking I should probably choose stuff that has a lot of replayability and.
Oh yeah, I probably should have thought of that.
Yeah.
Well, you've got Grand Theft Auto 3. I mean, that's like.
Yeah,
infinite.
that's true. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess Mass Effect trilogy.
So that's all 3 slots. Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3. Done.
Nicely done. One foul swoop. Nicely done.
You bastard, that gives me a lot less time to think, because as soon as I put the question out, I need to start thinking of an answer.
I was tempted to say Hyrule Warriors because I've been enjoying the hell out of that at the moment, but I was like, I'm still too early into it to sort of make up my mind on what I think of it overall. But so far, so very, very good.
I've got a lot of games flying around my head, and I'm trying to pick just 3 of them, and that's very difficult. I'm going to surprise absolutely nobody and say Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Yeah, no shockers there.
Yeah. Final Fantasy IX, which again I don't think anybody's surprised. So Sonic 2, Final Fantasy IX. For my 3rd game... Oh god. This is tricky. Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Yeah, good shout, good shout.
Yeah.
I had a toss-up between that and Vice City, between GTA 3 and Vice City, and I thought GTA 3 is the one I probably played more when I was younger. So
GTA
I
3
went for that
has
one.
a better pedestrian riot cheat.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, they go insane in GTA 3, and then you try the same cheat in GTA Vice City. It's like, come on, then.
Before we go any further with it, can I add in that if anyone's listened to it this far, I'd be really interested to hear what their suggestions would be for their own 3 games. If they want to leave a comment or something, that'd be brilliant. I'd love to read that.
Yeah, we'll find out what Lupasillo's 3 games are.
Legend. Big shout out, legend.
As well as like what everyone liked most about E3 and their thoughts on that, I guess.
Yeah. I think he or she is easily our biggest fan, like by miles. If we ever like hit big with the podcast, which does that even happen to podcasts? I don't think it does. And people are arguing as to who the biggest fan is. It's like we know.
Oh,
this
yeah.
was settled
We know,
long
yeah.
before you came.
One of the originals. One of the originals. One of the first.
Like the original, pretty much. Like, you look back at the first podcast, it's like the comments are like Lupasillo and your brother.
Yeah, that's about it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is literally it.
That is it. You can go, it's still like that now. Wow. But, yeah, no, so please let us know what you thought of E3, who the victors and losers were in your eyes for E3. And, 3 games on a desert island. That's this week's question, because we seem to be doing pretty well with the weekly thing, even if I'm really lazy with editing. But
that's good. I look forward to it. It's good.
Yeah. So, probably about the same time within the next 2 weeks. And we will be back. I actually need to talk to Vinny because I sort of wanted him on this week because I know he loves E3, but I really want to ask him about how it feels to be a video game concept artist, what it's like living in Japan, and I just thought we wouldn't be able to get all the E3 stuff in and all the stuff about his amazing lifestyle.
Yeah, super hyped for that podcast. Can't wait for that.
Oh god, yeah. And I think that's got to be, because I was really keen for this E3 one to be a full house, and I'm really glad all 3 of us got on at the same time. I would love the Vinny episode to be a full house. And Vinny, pal, if you're listening, we're looking forward to you. I'm going to Facebook you and stuff, and we'll get the details sorted. But yeah, thank you everyone for listening. This is Sam signing off, and I will let you guys say your goodbyes as well.
Cheers for listening. This is Richard signing off.
Toodles.
Toodles. John.
Love it. Love it.